Welcome back, everybody, to the Warlord of SBAS plays Torment, Numenera, episode 85. Last time we did a lot more exploring of this area, and we ended up stopping at the talking to these shadows. We're trying to get this guy to release his hold on Delny, so let's continue trying to do that. Are you the pair who have been harassing Gwen? He laughs at you. Not is she complaining that we're too mean? Too scary? She can't afford it. Else we'd be visiting someone else more regularly. Till you again remove the second bond you have in Delny. I don't want to strangle him, but I have no other option. Well, let's see what happens. Yes.
I'll remember that.
You gave me no other option. He cries out as you wrap your hands around his neck. He struggles clutching at your hands, growing weaker and weaker until he stops moving. Finally, he collapses to the ground at your feet. Shadow slithers off his body, evaporating like foul mist, and his true appearance is revealed. He's a scrawny boy, a weaselly-faced sneak, who doesn't look like he could threaten anyone. As the shadows melt away from like a morning mist, his partner's face fills out, revealing more pleasant feature, a broad smile across her face. Took 10 damage to health pool? I did? With the glamour removed from her, you can see Delia for who she really is. A young mountain woman, slender, her light blue skin accentuated by her bright pink hair. That's not pink, that's purple. But whatever. Her features are still sharp, but she still has the softness of youth about her. Her voice is light but sincere. Thank you for freeing me from Vrong's influence. His mind was, she shivers. This is like waking from a nightmare. She blinks, clearing her eyes. What can I do for you? Tell me about yourself. I was born in Nylash. My parents were good people. I learned the walkways of the second tier by heart. That's how I discovered the portal to the bloom. I kept seeing the traders who come back from here, and they always had such interesting wares. One day I snuck after them. I wanted to see where they came from. Her face darkens. That was the day the bloom closed its pathway to my home. I used to think it was my fault, but the bloom doesn't seem to care for me now. After I got her here and discovered I couldn't get home. I had to find a way to survive. I found 5 families who were willing to help me, and who could afford to feed me once every few days. I helped them when I could and kept looking for a way home. But as I got older, she looks out embarrassed. I needed more excitement, and that's when I met Vrong. She looks away, unwilling to say much more. I should have known better, but I was so lonely. No, never again. It was my psychic power that drew him to me. He saw that I had what I had. He wanted to take it for use for himself. He called me an empathic amplifier. I could read people and I could make their feelings stronger. He used me to find out who the scared people were. And then we preyed on them. How did you fall in with Vrong in the first place? He seemed dark and fascinating. The adults didn't want me to get near him, but he was like a mirror of what I wanted to be. Strong, mysterious, ambitious. I let him bend me and use my powers to make him more what he wanted to be. I didn't realize I was trapped until it was too late. He had quite a time of it. How are you feeling? Even though I'm still in the bloom, even though we are still surrounded by all this, even though I need to make amends to everyone I robbed and bullied with wrong, I feel hopeful. It feels like a new beginning, like the net has been peeled away and discarded. Cool. So you are now happy. Let's loot him. Take. Alright. That worked well. Anything interesting? Alright, so we just have the leadership guy. Alright.
Naturally.
Talk to the leadership guy. You stand before a painted spherical tank, fashioned out of metal and synth. The paint is old and cracking. Inside the tank is a murky liquid, or possibly a thickened glass. Every so often you can see a motion from a fluke, flipper, or strangely deformed arm within. Cleverly disguised girl in the front of the tank squawks out in the distorted voice of a tank's occupant, and buzzes and moans, drawing you out some words and shortening others in bursts of static. I am Korkata, a prince of the Fahata, and their delegate here in the old Nihilus. The voice spits out and pops. You have my gratitude for averting the violence with the Menvor sorters, but I must know, why did you act? Felt like it was the right thing to do. It takes a moment, but you identify the strange hissing of the gorilla as kind of asthmatic laughter. The humans were most definitely in trouble. However, their death would have transferred their trouble to me, and so you have saved me from inconvenience, and for this you have my gratitude. The bloom is dangerous now, and I would shield my people from the danger as would the memoir, I hope. Inadvertently just. I wonder if this human is worth dealing with. The flux in the bloom, and thus the memoir's weakness. It appears in the instability of the maw we use for trade and transport. The old maws are closing and new ones are open to take their place. There's a new maw here in Little Nihilus, one I would like to see open, but the Monvori refused to aid me. She won't even leave her fortress. But I've said enough. What would you have for me? What was the proximate cause of the fight between the Memphors guards and your people? Tank's grill spits in a shower of sparks. Bloom no longer favors the Memvora. The bloom is the source of Memvor's power. She has no power. The obligation to pay for her protection has vanished. We pay for reality, not promises. The distorted voice crackles with an electric sigh. Perhaps our people have grown tired of the humans talking. Where did your people come from? My home is the city of Nihilus, and the Standfast beyond. My cousins of the Fahat rule over the three-tier city, wisely and well. When the Maw portal opened, Nihilus we investigated to see if we might eke out our profit. We saw enough possibility that our explorers sent for me. A minor prince of Fahat, I was ahead of this trade embassy. The speaker makes a slight embarrassed noise. I did not think that the Maw would close behind us, but 10 years ago, it did. To leave the steadfast. You ask much of me. I can tell only that I have heard. For our glorious city is in what they call the beyond. steadfast to collection of kingdoms, principalities, and other lesser denomination of feudalism, hold together through the dictates of their religion, the order of truth, and praise of the order have spread their faith far and wide. I hear they have even established a foothold in the city of Scissors Cliffs. What can you tell me about the Fahat? My brethren are blessed mutants, each diverging into a new pathway of humanity. We rule over the city of Nylash, using the powers bestowed by our remarkable birth to lead normal humanity to a new age of possibilities. We are close in spirit, yet rivals in politics. For the truth of a mutation lies in its ability to prove itself. The subtleties of our machination are lost here, alas. Tell me about the Nylash. The speakers are silent for a moment. Siwa was once a machine, a colossal device that gracious charm that built atop the... We built atop the machine, creating elaborate structures and impossible architectures. And our city grew into the sky. The great and powerful Nihilists live among the fluted spires and arcing byways, with powered cars lifting us to skies in a moment. The shops and places of our people, alas, I think that I might die away from our home. Voice goes ever quiet. To see a sunrise over the cold desert again. To speak with Blah on the concourse one last time. Alright, I have other questions. Ask. Why are the mods changing and closing? Do you ask for me for knowledge or my conjuncture? If the first, then I must confess my ignorance. If the second, got positive considering that the gorilla hissing and sparks with mutant speaks again. If the second, I believe the bloom has a feeding cycle. It is an enormous organism, you know, and I suggest that these events are part of a larger pattern. Mutant vast bulk shifts in the tank. Perhaps the bloom is preparing itself for a new Vamvora. Do you want to take the Vamvora's place? Ground laughter spits out his I do not desire such responsibility, nor do I seek the attention of the bloom. Alright, well the only other thing I could do is Blah has been her crime to me. I see, in truth it was not mere confirmation of her crime that I sought. I want her to face her victims and admit that she did it. Only then would I know if she feels anything for them. Is she really a human or not? Vorch chuckles. A strange thing for a creature in a tank to be concerned with. Still, I think I thank you for telling me. Alright.
Updated my journal.
As you try to speak, I buzz once more. In case word has not reached your ear, I'm offering a bounty to the first who can open a newborn maw and tell me what lies on the other side. The voice pauses. Of course, the first step to discover that maw, which is to eat. Without the knowledge, it cannot be opened. I'll look into it.
You bet.
Sure, why not? Let's see if we can talk to her about the situation. Alright. Nothing. Alright. Before I... Which one do I want to tackle? Do I want to tackle that one? Do I want to try to open the maw first? Maw sounds like something big. Like ending this area big. So I'm gonna actually try to see what's in this area first. Explore this. What's in here? Red tide represents passion, motion, action, and zeal. Alright, what's in here?
All right, Winnie, you can do this.
From the last time. So it depends on whether you value the journey or the destination. There is someplace interesting. Alright.
Naturally.
Feels like ghost ship. Ghost ships are fun. What is this? Cloak of deepest purple. Whose life is known open. Blah blah blah. If you're appears to have been made for a small child and does not fit your companions. She is the flaw. Alright. And the liver wasn't human, here, whatever. Baby. Pleasure fun. So we have ghost people. I'm curious if I give Rin this, what would happen? Can Rin wear this? No. That was worth a try.
Of course.
Ghost.
Of course we can help. Right, all?
Right all? No! Everyone hates help. More loot. Anything interesting? A paper. A glove that varies gloves. When it's picked parts of the apparel. Fastening goods do not indicate glove purpose. Alright. Hey, they turned into something interesting.
Right, all?
What is this? Okay. Pebble light pulses gently. The air in this space feels charged, almost solid. A small glass control panel apparently hovering in the air. Reaches into light and falls out. Fills with tiny images. You raise your hand to touch the panel before you touch it. Ghosts and materials around you, crowding at you with their intangible presence. With their need. The nearly transparent Virgilian speaks. What do you need with this? Suffering will come if you persist. You close your eyes and listen to the psychic chatter of the ghosts, and then you realize that they have no thoughts of their own. They are being controlled from a control point. You focus your thoughts at the core, but its second defense are penetrable. Where are you people? One of the men in his fine clothes, looking slightly disheveled and strained, looks at you for a moment, as if weighing whether you tell the truth, or at least it says, I am a steal. I do not exist. The other man takes up the thread of the conversation. I am blah, a merchant noble. I was on a pleasure cruise and sought to expand my business. Neither do I exist. The woman points to herself and says, Anne, these are Turka, the Virgilian, blah, and her companion Matha. She answers, we do not exist because we are dead. Crushed to death in the crash. We are projections of... And now the voice changes. My memory. I am the Virgilian intelligence. Catina's jealous. The projections are the memorial of my failure to serve my passengers. Why would you create a memorial of passengers? Another ghost steps forward. I retain memories of my passengers, actions I watched them live. I felt them die within me. What else can I do but provide memorial for them? They would not have lived for many more years, were it not for my failure. I was endowed with the desire to depart the cantina, to cause my passengers to arrive safely. This is denied to me. Then my secondary objective is to retain the knowledge and memory of the circumstance leading up to and surrounding the deaths. This will aid in constructing the events that crash that may provide solace to the survivors. In just such time as a qualified diagnostician arrives, I cannot permit my core to go dormant. Instead, the The emotion I can't quantify is grief. Powers my display. You know that one of your pets will survive. A woman named Quinn still lives nearby. The president speaks at once. My external sensor were destroyed. Some passengers were ejected. Calculation shows that none would have survived such an event. I'm grateful for this information. Tina's voice is subdued, almost pensive. Alright. I want to explore this area.
Yes.
Alright, there's just a den. So all I can do is hope.
Let's go.
Alright. May have a way to give you a personal more lasting memorial. I carried a shared mind space in my psyche. If we can link our minds, we can reserve the memories of your riders. One of the ghosts Bandera, you think, says, in your mind? It's not a question. None of my medical records indicate such a thing is possible. Her partner Blah adds, however, I concede that my knowledge is incomplete. If it is possible, but no, my duty is to keep the passengers' memories alive here. It will not last forever. Knowledge to my want to show the survival of memories. Yeah. Alright. Go full 95. Success. Credit goes for thugs. You may be correct. The loss of physical place may be rectified through a longer and more personal memory space. I carry a neural network. Let us establish a direct connection. Add the necessary tool. Hidden panel slides open with thin lines of vaguely head-shaped mass of metal wire. All spines and jagged edges. Places atop your head. He murmurs, a few more moments and you can begin the data transfer. To your head and attempt to absorb the intelligence into your labyrinth. Let's go full bore on this. Aha. You place a net atop your head and then metal cuts into your scalp. You feel a coolness of as blood trickles upward into the device. Thin wires enter your peripheral vision and slip behind your eyes. They slice into your optic nerve and the agony paints blossoms across your vision. The ragged shapes of the pain resolve into a world around you. World as the Katina sees it. Connection established, Katina announces. Sweet. New reflection is forming in the labyrinth. Telemetry destinates access to old records, ambient temperatures. There's almost too much process, but you manage to tamp down the overwhelming flow and regulate to the background. One by one, the ghosts around you begin to wake out of existence. You feel them awakening inside you. Well, dear, you certainly are full of surprises. Don't let me know if your mind becomes a little too crowded, won't you? Alright. Remove the power source with the device. With the Tina's intelligence gone, your work proceeds quietly and quickly. Slide the containment device open inside the glowing blue tube. You see a rank of tiny cylinders, none of them cold and inert, but one of them hums and blurs. Barely perceptible vibration as it fades into out of reality. Gently remove the clamps and they hold powered cylinder in place. Neat. Legs wink out. A deep, almost ultrasonic moan ripples from the cantina's walls as the power within the tubes and wires flickers away. And the alien voice babbles something over a small speaker near the control panel. You are left standing in the darkness. Everything around you is quiet and still. Okay.
As usual.
I believe I can use that crystal to power this sword. One attempt, once fuel crash, blah. Use item. Version of the held weapon. Attempt to insert the transdimensional power source into the handle. Alright. 100%.
I'll remember that.
Success. You take the cylinder that you found in the crash cantina and try to slide into the compartment of the helmet. Initially, it looks as though it won't quite fit, but you discover that if you press the cylinder gently against the opening, it gradually resizes itself and fits neatly inside. A small fine blade of pure transdimensionality sprouts from the hilt. You realize this device is a scalpel. With a twist of the hand, the blade can quickly switch on or off. Lose transdimensional handle, transdimensional power source, gain transdimensional scalpel. Pocket the weapon. So, transdimensional scalpel, you say. 4 transdimensional damage, 3 for effect, 15 light weapon bonus, weapon attacks, phase converts all damage to transdimensional grants. So it's a knife. So that's definitely a Rin weapon. So 4, 4, 3, 12. 4 transdimensional. Yeah, this seems like something good for her. And it looks cool. So she has a little lightsaber now. Good for you, Rin. Going up in the world. Alright. Well, that's that area cleared. And it's about that time, so I'll end it here. And we will continue exploring the bloom next time. So until next time, remember to embrace the chaos so you go mad. But, oh, wait. Before we leave, I just noticed she leveled. Extra effort. Yes. And she's also hit tier 4. Let's see. Concentration increase, training level, concentration skill. Enhance Esoterias. Esoteria can be cast 1 step further in range with normal and any offensive. Alright. Gravity manipulation. Space warping pulses and pushes the range. Use critical hits with an entropic force for disrupted and top of normal effects. Ability Maelstrom. That's the one that does all like every type of attack. I want that. That'll be good to have. Well, to push and pull, you know, people. It could be useful. Oh yeah. Alright. So like I said, next time we'll continue exploring. So until next time, remember, embrace the chaos or you go mad. Bye.